What up, guys? Your boy Quake. We got DJ Whoo Kid at Diverse Mentality, man. One of the most legendary DJs in the world.
I didn't even know that. Thanks for telling me.
Worldwide, bro. How you doing, man?
I'm feeling okay. I was smoking with Snoop at 420, so I'm getting the residual effects now. I don't really smoke a lot, but I'll get past this. Should be okay.
Yeah, it was 420 Quays with Wiz Khalifa too.
Yeah, it was like Wiz on Sunday and 2 Chainz, then Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg on Monday at 420, and it just was like I didn't even get no sleep.
Bro, how do you do it? That's the one question that I always want to ask is how do you do this when you're constantly on the go?
I think it's just from touring with so many artists. Your body's just conditioned to tour life, where you do a show, and then the reality is it's the next day. It's not 11 noon. Sometimes you gotta leave like 5, 6 in the morning to get to the next city. So your body just become They don't have any time changes. If you have a time change, like you go from one place, you lose 2 hours, you gain. It's just, sometimes my body be like this, and then I'll just shut. But it happens like once a year that my body totally shuts down. It's like a forced, like I'll sleep for like 28 hours, and then I reset again. Yeah, but a lot of water, a lot of yeah, and you be all right.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
I mean, if you married, I know you married this shit.
No, I'm just single, bro. I agree.
I know you out there is married. You
I
know what I'm
agree.
saying?
Yeah. All right, so let's go over. So you've been like 20, probably 25, 30 years in the game, essentially. You've been with what? Juvenile is where you started from.
Yeah,
I would say
that was
so.
my very first beginnings with Lil Wayne when he was like probably like 14, 15. And then I did the Squad Up mixtape. I think what's his name was in there too, that 50 Cent
Kid
signed.
Kid.
Kid Kid was in there. That's when I saw. I didn't even see him. They all looked the same. They were like little kids. There was like 30 of them. And then yeah, I was damn, this is weird. And I went from that to like CNN, Capone Noriega, who he's like a big whatever podcaster at the moment. So yeah, I went through that. So being desensitized with violence, I didn't really get a lot of violence when I was a juvenile because he had backed up. So he introduced me to the white girls and all the booty shaking and everything. That's why I love booty shaking. Like I had to stop it because of this company, and I ain't making no money with no booty shaking. So there's no more booty shaking
We
on my
talked about that, yeah.
yeah, no more on my social platforms. No more dripping wet asses and BBLs and all that. Yeah, I always make fun of that stupid shit. But yeah, I got introduced to like the sexuality with Juvenile because I was still like in the beginning stages of understanding what tour life is. But a lot of people don't know Juvenile. Like I went to do the mixtape with him because back then New York ran hip. Everything was New York. So I wanted like down south artists on the tapes, so I could sell more down south. They were still like sweating New York, but I wanted to give back by like getting the Trick Daddies, the T.I.s, all those guys that's like. So I wanted at least to have them on the tape. And then back then he was like, I think 2 Chainz was Titty Boy. I mean, I was in the beginnings of like almost all the legends that you see now, like Ludacris and all. Like I was there in the beginning. So when we would stop on the road, like after we do the show, like on the G-Unit tour, I would have like these new rappers come to the studio, and not studio, the hotel, and we would like flip the bed up, and the lighting. Shout out to Dan the Man. It would just be it looked like the room got up, but it'll just be the lighting. It's just so we had to make it look like it was like a video. So I would film it, get the freestyles and everything, and then I was kind of smart with that. I always start like 3 years ahead. One day, what if these guys do take over? I don't want to be the guy that just never believed in them, or I don't want to bandwagon now. So I'm just glad I never been in the position of like the bandwagon. I've always been organically kind of like aware of what's next. So, and I'm lucky too, because I got a lot of people that'll tell me. I love organic rumors like, yo, this is the next guy you got with him. Because back then there was no social media, so there was no Instagram or whatever now. And then it's like, if you can hear a rumor about somebody, that's a real famous person. Because it's like, you could get fake bots now, you get fake views and all this bullshit. Back then, if you heard about like Jadakiss was like battling somewhere in Harlem against like Big L or some shit, that, like when you hear those like historical stories and then Big L won or some shit, I would go after the guy who won, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody's going after him at the moment, you know? He's like a legend in this little area right here, but I have such a big platform. Why not go after the next guy? What if he does become like the next Biggie or the next Tupac or whatever? So I've always like had that thought process. I don't know why. I think I was just greedy. I just like making money, you know?
That's
So
smart though.
yeah, it
I
was
mean,
like,
because like I recently had this conversation with someone about, and even Jay-Z mentioned it in the recent interview. He was talking about how in today's generation, they're really like these new artists don't have DJs. They don't have like a specific star that's a DJ. And I feel like you guys back then would be very ahead of the curve, like making sure that you guys were, finding the new, the hot, and pushing it out there. Now it feels like because of internet, I guess social media, that's been kind of like phased out of hip hop.
yeah, I mean, even me, like now I do everything on my own. I do my own festivals, tours. I DJ for like multiple other like Snoop and I DJ for like Sway Lee. I just DJ for Offset in a wheelchair with a bullet wound. Like I DJ for like everybody now. It's like it's different genres, different ages, different music. It's like being the king of assimilation. Like I've always been the king of like I could be in this crew and you think like even Offset managers like yo y'all look like y'all toured for like 6 years. Yeah, and I actually know Offset, but I never DJed for him. You know what I'm saying? So the fact, yeah, that was my first time. And then the first time I DJ is him with all the controversy and even I still don't believe he got shot because he got up like, well, turn it up because I guess the way I DJ with the gunshots and like the way I did it, he just because he had to chill. Somehow they got him a what do you call it a throne so he don't look weird in a wheelchair. So I was supposed to push him out first, but then I'm like, yo, I gotta do the intro. I can't push you and do the intro. So that's why you see his cousin go. So that's like you see everybody the videos everywhere because I couldn't be out. I can't do two at the same time. So you could tell he was he was in some pain, but it just was like I guess my DJ style just makes people turn up. I'm just the king of like reading crowds and stuff. Like if you don't know how to read, I watch DJs. They have their heads down. They're in their own world. They turning up and nobody's moving. People be mad, especially if you pay like 3 to 5 G's for a table, and you got and this guy's like cutting and scratching, and then you want to. He's scratching. He wants to show his skills. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it, you know. So I mean, I've always been the guy that truly wants everybody to have fun. I don't DJ for myself. I DJ for everybody. Wherever I'm at, I read it, and I've DJed everywhere. Kazakhstan, Iraq. I mean, a lot of DJs can't say they. I mean, everywhere. I mean, you name it. I was on a plane one day, and I was looking at you see the plane flying over maps in Europe and all. I was like, that was there. Like weird shit can't even say. Like I'll land and then some gangsters be like, yo, we you because you G Unit, but if you weren't G Unit, we would kill you. I was like, what? Like I think I was in Albania or some shit. It was just wild. Like yeah, there was the guy was like, yo, if you were, we don't like black people here, but you G Unit, we love you. So you get the pass. Like we're not gonna kill you. I was like, I don't know how to take that. I was like, I was happy. I was like, thank God I DJ for 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like, like you brought up the DJ thing about, I think I heard about this the other day, how some DJs are just not known. Like, you don't know who, like, Nicki Minaj DJ is. You don't know who Jay-Z. I mean, Jay-Z had, like, scratch. He had, like, people rotating.
But Drake, you can't even like name Drake's DJ. I don't know who Drake's DJ is.
I don't even know who
And
that
Drake's
nigga
the
is.
biggest artist like in the
Who is
world.
that?
Like I said, that's what I'm saying. Like the disconnect there.
I could be his DJ because I did more him. Like, I'm Drake's DJ. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you used your sound thing on the push-ups diss track.
Yeah, I mean,
How did you like when did you learn about that? Like did he tell you ahead of time
he
or
didn't tell me. He just like he DM'd me one day. I was on. It's funny. I'm doing Summit at Sea this week, so I was at Summit at Sea. I was already out in the sea. So the Wi-Fi is slow. So it's crazy. I was arguing with my chick about. So I think I got caught cheating, but it's like, nah, you want to catch me cheating while we're on a cruise ship? What am I to jump off the boat? So it's like we had to stay together until the dock. So now I'm like, yo, there's no fucking or nothing. So then all of a sudden, I was just going through my DMs and I see like it finally came through. Drake hit me, yo, hit me back. I need you. I need to talk to you. So I didn't care if it was $20 a second. You know, out there in the water, it's like they can't pinpoint like where you're at, so they just charge you like $20 a second, some weird. If I'm talking to Drake, like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? He's like, yo, I need you to drop. I was like, what? He said, yo, I need the Who Kid drop. I was like, say less. Okay. So I sent it to him, even though it took like an hour to, you know, the Wi-Fi is bad out in the ocean, but he got it. And then I just told the chick that I was like, yo, we might as well just, because I just did a record with Drake. Let's celebrate. But that's how we. I was like, yo, I'm about to be
That's the
famous.
biggest artist in the world right now.
I'm
Bro.
like, yo, I know I cheated and you're mad and everything, but I just did like I really got saw with Drake coming out. We about to just and make up and then just I fucked up, but I got song with Drake, dogs. So then we did. And then I broke up again. I broke up with her after again, but we the last 2 days on
You know
on
what was
the cruise
interesting?
ship.
Did you see a new resurgence of like newer fans noticing?
Hell yeah, like it's just insane. It's just the awareness is like when you go to the airport where you hear like one Who Kid here and there. It's like nonstop, woo, like all different, like all different ages too, like kids and I don't know. And then I had blonde hair at that time, so I try to like do the DJ thing, try to be different or whatever. Yeah. So I guess everybody knew because the memes was getting created, and they had blonde hair on my. So everywhere I went, I would get identified quick. But it's always like, who kid, like everywhere. So it's but the thing I've learned when you do stuff like that, it's just a moment, man. Everything is a moment. Like Kendrick had his moment, 6 months, he's the man. Then he Super Bowl, he's the man. But the thing about Drake, he uses patience as a way of like getting back. And as you can see, I mean, where has hip hop been? There's no Billboard charts. There's no chart. There's nothing. I think French Montana and Max B barely is like in the 80s. And thank God they get that. Thank God they're there in the Hot 100. But I don't know. And I think Sexy Red is back up now because she just dropped. But there's not really nobody like, I don't know. You tell me. I'm not an expert in this. I'm not expert in this, but I know like when he's here, we're on the charts. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to talk numbers and facts, whether it's like inflated or whatever, because labels been inflating for years. But at the end of the day, even if he is inflated, he's still like in the 20, 50 million.
Yeah, but there's only so much you can inflate. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, yeah, there's 20, maybe 20, 30% of that you can inflate. But when you go to the concerts and you see all those people, sea of people, you can't fake that, so.
And the concerts be lit. It's not like you have a dead moment because it's like some hardcore backpack going on. Like you take your chick or two chicks to a Drake show and it ends well. Like you go to another show, you gotta bring a gun, your girl got a vest. Like what the are we doing here? What are we doing here? I just want to get what's the problem? Yeah, exactly. I think this generation don't like they just want to just gangster tough on the dead homies. Every 2 seconds, dead homies, dead homies. I'm like, man, whatever, man.
Yeah, what do you think of the new generation? Because they've kind of, I think, like to what
I'm
you
not
just
an expert to judge anything with the new generation because I survived all the really amazing ones. So I'm giving it to them. Yeah. This is your generation. And then, sometimes they ask old heads or whatever, like what they think. And the old heads never have a good answer because you can't ask me when in my golden years about, you know what I'm saying? Because I know where the you know what I'm saying? I'm not listening to like all these young kids every day. I run radio. I know what to play when I rock festivals because I have sons that tell me you need to play. And then obviously I go to the concerts, I go to the shows. A lot of old motherfuckers ain't doing that. Like you gotta know their language, where they're from, the regions, the producers. I get to know the producers too, so I can understand the language. You can't just start playing Ken Carson and he's screaming his lungs out. And you're just like, what the f is going on? Is somebody stabbing him? Like, but that's how an old would hear. But when you go to the show and you see the energy, and then you start understanding like there's like a wavelength like that comes with some of the artists. You don't always have to be like lyrical, spiritual to understand words and stuff. There's different forms of rap. I mean, we're the only genre that talk about like we don't understand. But if you got rock, you got punk, you got this, pop rock. Some people think pop rock is like whatever, it's cheesy, but there's people that like that.
I think there's been a shift though too, because like even the older generation of artists are getting respect now. Finally, it's not like they're because it used to be just a young hip hop was young, that's it.
The young ones that are lit and are respected, they respect like the old heads. They respect like what before them. It's the ones that's just ignorant and just stupid as.
They don't
They
last.
got dumb ones out there, and they don't last long.
They don't.
Because I asked like a lot of young cats. I ask every year though, like who was last year's hit, and they just be like. So if you're not like a cult, you have to have like a cult fan base. If you're not like a Playboy Cardi, like you got Opium, like a Trippie Redd, like they got like cult following where they have like 10 years of people following them, and they come from like the Triple X era where they derive from like one energy to the next. These guys with their one TikTok song, and then they make you make 10 million, but you better invest into because right now I don't know 10 million ain't shit now. These going to Africa selling for like 5 mil, like buying bags and shit. Like what's 10 million now? I don't know. Like nobody cares. But I feel like the younger generation. You could tell the ones that are lit, like the ones that you can see that they have at least 3-4 years ago. Like, Lord, somehow they will survive. But it's not like back in the days. Like when you hear a song like I don't know, like Rakim, I knew he was gonna be around for like 20 years. Like Big Daddy Kane, I knew it's so impactful. Like Wu Tang was so crazy. I knew they're gonna last like forever. They're like our rock bands, you know what I'm saying? But
Speaking of that, in Springfield and 111th Road, growing up
I
there,
don't know why that block was so lit. It don't make no sense to me.
yeah,
Uh,
you had like everybody walking by,
It was
man.
just the weirdest. Well, my neighbor was Tall Stretch from Live Squad, so he was a producer. So he produced for everybody: Biggie, Nas, you know, 50 Cent used to come up there try to get beats. So it's just ironic. Like I had a curfew. I was Haitian, so I couldn't come out my house. So I would water the grass, and then I'd just water it, and then I just run real quick. I run down the block, and then my father would be stick, hey, what is this? Like he just starts yelling and shit. Then I gotta come back, or I get whipped. I don't know what I did wrong. My father punched me in my head, and then usually Haitians will make you kneel. And the day I got punched so hard in my head, Tupac's walking by. But this is Digital Underground Tupac. This is like he was with like the kiss me and I kiss you back Tupac. Like he had like a 40-ounce Chinese food. I think it was Old English or whatever. That's a typical Queens nigga drink. And then I got punched. He saw the punch, and then he couldn't hear like my dad told me to kneel, but I had to kneel. So you kneel until your father comes back and tell you can get up. All right, you can get up now. You're kneeling in the sun, by the way. So then all of a sudden he comes up to the gate and he's like, "Damn, you got up." Like you think it's like Friday or some. Like I'm like, what is this Friday? Like that was like my first Friday. Like and Friday wasn't even out. It just was like that was my moment where he's like, "You got up," and they laughing and him and Stretch. I hated my dad for like years because of this. And then I never met Biggie. I never saw him in the flesh. I never saw him like everybody else. I know everybody in hip hop, but that's it. Tupac saw me get punched by my dad, and then Biggie I never saw, which I'm mad about. But I know everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's not nobody that know who I am. Classically, the classic hip hop dudes.
Did you like in that moment kind of realize what was going on, or did you like just be like, oh, it's just a bunch of people walking around doing their thing?
I don't know why. You know what it is? To the right was Run DMC, and then obviously Russell Simmons used to be at the park doing heroin, so we always saw his. So this is like before he got investors, if you know what I mean, like street people to fund Def Jam. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, he used to do heroin like at the chess table, cause that's like, oh, if you want to find him, just go to the chess table. You know those cement chess boards, whatever. They be two old motherfuckers talking about nothing. He was there doing heroin, and then L Cool J was on Linden, which is like 3 blocks away, Ford and Q-Tip. And it was just, I don't know why, 111th Road, everybody got beats from Tall Stretch, and E Money Bags was my neighbor. So E Money Bags was like around the corner. He actually got killed there, which is kind of ironic. RIP E Money Bags. And then Tall Stretch got killed like further up too. So my block was like, it was crazy, man. But but the ironic, like I said, I couldn't get out. So imagine seeing 50 Cent known as Boo Boo, and then I don't even know him. He doesn't know me. And literally 15 years later, we're like in front of like 100,000 people opening up for Eminem in some festival in the UK. And then it's just like the degree of separation is crazy. Like you see that. I think hip hop is the only genre that, I mean, Nori is a podcaster. Like This is the only genre that's like that. Like Jay-Z's a billionaire. Like he's an Illuminati. Like he's eating yogurt and shining skulls and all kinds of shit. Like running, like But it's like I saw him like that music video where he's like they had him on a wire and he was floating.
Yeah.
And then I think what's his name? Daz? No, not Daz. What was the rapper? The rapper that he looked up to? Jazzo. So the first Jazzo video, I saw Jay-Z like on a hook on a wire coming down. Yeah, I don't know if Jay saw this. He's on a hook like it was the weirdest video. Like Jazzo is rapping and then Jay-Z this wire comes out with Jay-Z like and then Jay-Z look crazy. And then it's like this is the future billionaire? Like oh yeah.
That's the uniqueness of it, though.
But you're looking at a guy like me, like I'm in the attic. I'm a Haitian kid in the attic of my house, and my mother's cursing me out. Dad's like, "You a loser." Like, we would never think that doing blends and stupid like, I used to look up to Dirty Harry and like that. So I started doing blends. Is Envy was my neighbor in Clue, like on Murdoch. They were like 3 blocks up. So they're the ones that got me to do mixtapes. And then one day they were like, "Yo, come with us." And then it was like I was like, "Where we going 1 in the morning?" And then I found myself in front of Sony. I found myself at like I think like Chung King, like those studios back in the days, like paying off like the engineers because they got like $4 an hour to engineer a record, and they're pissed off. And Jay-Z's rich as shit, and they did. Jay-Z, yo, come here. You got 500? I'll give you the whole session. And that's where I come in.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's how we used to get the songs. And then back then, we didn't care if the song was a finish. All we needed was one hook, one verse and a hook, and then we made like, I made like 30, 40,000 back then.
Yeah.
Due to inflation. I used to pick up money with a Lambo.
Yeah, it's like 100,000 just off one tape.
If you think about it. And I was laughing because I was like, what is this? It's like Cocaine Cowboys, like there's no rules. There was like no cease and desist. There's no copyright. Like they made the rule from us doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the only reason we got caught is because they were bootlegging the movies. So the movie industry was losing billions, and then we were part of like, the Africans, Chinese, they all had like everything. They had the bootleg CDs, the bootleg albums, and then they had the movies. The movie companies is the ones that was like, yo, we need to stop this shit. The record labels were slow. They were like late on everything, you know what I'm saying? But the movies is the reason why cease and desist got, and then it's to a point where I never heard no shit. They had me and 50 Cent come in, and we had to speak to the authorities, and they're telling us we can't do a mixtape.
What?
Yeah, because it was going against, I guess, because think about it, there was no rules. So when I would drop a tape, it's like Tower Records would put it up, but Tower Records don't know it's a bootleg. They think it's an album. So they put it next to like Get Rich or Die Trying. Then it'd be like a Who Kid mixtape. But Get Rich or Die Trying been out for a while. Everybody got it. It's 10 million sold. So they will put like, all right, new 50 Cent. They don't know that it's a bootleg, not cleared. And then it would move just as much. And then it took like years until the labels figured it out.
I think it was wasn't the DJ Drama situation?
DJ Drama just took it to another level. Me, my shit was like exit 1 million in Long Island. Like I was like, there was nothing around there. It was an Indian guy. Shout out to Pujab. And I had like Pujab. I don't even know where. That probably dead or something, man. They always had curry. Like yeah, like curry. Like all right, cause I had like a what do you call it? A box. What do you call it? Like a post office box. So you would never have I'm not gonna put my address like where the CODs had to go. So I would just bring Punjab some curry. Like I would get him mad food. I give him like $200, and he'll just hold my checks because I had like roughly almost 17,000 in CODs that had to I would wait like a couple weeks to go pick up, but it was like exit 200 in Long Island, so nobody's going all the way down there. I don't even think there's any white people down there. Like, nobody's down there. Just one Indian motherfucker. I think he dead, but whatever. Punjab did my shit very well, but Drama took it to he was so excited. I guess he was just so excited because he followed my blueprint, but I went to the South and I got the rappers. He moved to the South to start a movement, which was smart, because he's like, all right, Clues up here, Whoo Kid and K Slay, like, where am I gonna fit in? Like, I'm from Philly, like, Clue got all the Philly artists like Beans and everybody because Jay-Z, signed all the Philly cats. So what am I gonna do? So he moved down south. And then that was the smartest thing, Drama became his own entity. But he went ham. Like he got a warehouse. I
Yeah,
guess
like
he
the whole
yeah,
FBI
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah, like 100 people working in there, all kinds of shit. I was like, y'all crazy, man. And I think they were watching them and they were the first like locked up for that shit. I think they were pissed off because they blew up like everybody. Like, I mean, I was in the beginnings of like, the early songs, but as far as like mixtape blueprint, like his movement like blew up a lot of like cats. But he always looked up to me and Clue and shit. Like I looked up to Clue. Clue's the reason I'm here, point blank. But I hated him in the beginning because everywhere we went, we got a Clue, we got a Clue. But it's not like you hate him. It's just like God, you drive all the way to the Bronx and then you have like 50 CDs you want to dump, and they be like, nah, oh, we got Clue. The African nigga, oh, we got Clue, man. What is this? What is going on? You know how they do with their accents and shit. The Haitian niggas be like, we have it. I was like, I'm Haitian, man. Like, we got Clue. So that was like psychologically like traumatizing to every mixtape DJ when you hear, oh, we have Clue, we good. I was like, oh, hell no. So thank God 50 Cent saved my life, man.
yeah. So how did that relationship start? Was it from Power of the Dollar or was it after he got
Yeah,
shot?
because Sean Money was always like there, like he's the one that brought me in, because obviously then I got to do no like audition for that just got shot. Like the things I don't want nobody around me that's not a blood relative. So that's when I just got a phone call one day, like you're the DJ. I was like, what? That's it? Yeah, go meet him right now. He's in the basement. And then that was it. I just went to go. I was like, well, I gotta go meet him. Did he just get shot? Like, really? And I was like, yeah, go meet him. So I thought I was gonna meet like a zombie, like somebody that's like, cause he got shot in his mouth. That's why I was horrified. You know what I'm saying? Like his teeth, like. But when I met him, I was in shock. Like whatever surgery they did, he looked normal. And then he was talking to me, and then the infamous 3 questions, and then he didn't have to go to the third question because I was just like, yo, I don't know you, man. I'm out of here. And then he respected that. I don't know. I just was like, yeah, I don't know you. Like, I had a crew. Bro, everywhere I went, I had 30, 40 people. My Shadyville crew was crazy back then. Like, all of them are like with like legends right now. They all separated. Some went with Bang, some went with like they're everywhere. They're just spread apart and they run like they're in the backgrounds. But wherever I went, I had 30, 40 people all the time. I wasn't confrontational. I just wanted people to just like, all right, he's here with 30 guys. All right, he's not playing. Let's just chill. Like, you got to think twice. I'm not trying to be tough. I'm just not trying to be stupid either. I'm not trying to be, there wasn't even no what, like, if you get beat up, the rumor goes everywhere. The rumor, it was very bad back then. Like, anything bad, when I got kidnapped, everybody knew I got kidnapped by part. And there was no social media. People were like, "Yo, is he okay?" Like I was getting pages, and there was no cell phones. It was like hello, like on the beeper, like they wrote hello with the numbers or 911, like you okay? Like it was crazy. Like people were writing with numbers and shit. They was losers back then, but and then when they see me, it's like when you see the person that you thought is dead or alive, because there was moments I thought Clue got killed. Like he got caught, he got killed. There's a rumor, and then you see him, you're like, oh. So I don't know. It was very. But I think me and Clue used to talk about this. Like, if you're not in a near-death situation, you ain't doing. Because back then it was rumors. So if you didn't nearly die or somebody tried to kill you, you ain't do. It's like, who gives a what you did? If I almost got killed, shot at me, or you know what I'm saying?
How did you guys like come up with the G Unit Radio mixtapes, or was it just like off the rip, like you guys just randomly?
I mean, 50 Cent made up everything. Like he was the like blueprint. He was always like a DJ, like a mixtape DJ artist. I was just a doorway. Like other DJs were doorways. He just used me because I was just like a blood relative. So I was just by default because I was a relative. Like it's crazy. Like I became the DJ because just by family relation. So everything happened on the fly. Everything happened in one day. I got there, I got hired, and then the mixtape. We're gonna do the mixtape tonight. I saw Banks, Yayo, and then I think Yayo looked like he's another guy. I told you he wanted to rob. I even told Yayo himself, yo, you look like you wanted to rob me, like, cause I was making money at that time, but everybody was broke. They had a car outside. All they had was guns and vests, like dirty clothes. They used to go to Poconos and. I was like, what the f is a Poconos? Like, ain't that where they got the champagne glass for like hood rats that go on honeymoons and shit? That's like when you ain't got no money, you broke, when you go there on your honeymoon. Yeah, I'm like, what you doing in the Poconos? You know what I'm saying? But that's where they would hide because everybody was trying to kill him, I guess. But I never understood the severity until I went on tour. Because he was like, all right, now that you're hired, if you married or whatever, just tell your wife, her, you ain't coming back home. You ain't coming back home. Summer is over. And then ever since he said that, I didn't see like 8 summers like back to back. And then I would always go home like September because tour is over. Then it would start again a winter tour. And this is when then Get Rich or Die Trying. I never saw home. I was happy too. I didn't want to my wife anyway. I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, thanks, man. And but for some miracle, every time I got home, my son was born. And I went away again, and my second son was born, and I was there, like, and then I went away again. So I was never like, but I was making money, because in hip hop, you got to choose the worst thing. Like, you want me to stay home and be a dad and be broke and a loser? Because you're still losing. Or make money, go away, we still got the Lambo, the big house, but I'm not there. Which one you want? You want the loser to be home and hugging my baby, like, then my son's gonna hate me because I'm a loser, I ain't got no money, like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my way. So it was perfect, but we did everything. Every TV show. I saw Top of the Pops. We did that, and then I met that guy that was cute, like molesting everybody. Like it was crazy. Like that crazy white guy he died, and then everybody figured out he was molesting everybody. We did Top of the Pops. I met that dude. I forgot his name. Some weird dude. I knew he was weird too, but what do I know? He ain't touching me. What do I know? You know what I'm saying? What the do I know? But they did a Netflix special on him. Yeah, that's how old I am. I did Top of the Pops with 50 Cent. 50 Cent did every TV show known to every TV show that was like iconic. Like Ireland, we did Ireland, we did Turkey. Like the Turkish one was like 3 hours, some crazy. I was like, how long is this show? They talking Turkish. 51 like mad prizes. Like they would give him like a balloon. I'm like, how long is this? It's like a 3 hour show. Like, but people who know what I'm talking about, like especially Turkish people, they know what I'm talking about because that was the biggest show, like on Turkish TV. So it literally be like they told 50, yo, this is a long show. Like I didn't know it was 3 hours. Like, but MTV Australia, MTV, like all the MTV, like TRL, like summer, like the summer splashes. I used to be like looking at Paris Hilton's. She never wore panties, so I would like somehow I make her like bend over in front of everybody, and everybody put their cameras up, and then you see her little snatch. Uh, she was bad though. She had that glow. You know when white girls get
She
that
was
glow.
popping at that time too. I think Kim Kardashian was the one that was like an assistant to her or something like that at the time.
Yeah, I mean I used to hang with Kim, but she was like, I mean, it's weird. Like first time I was with her, I got booked by Abel, who's now known as The Weeknd.
What?
Yeah, the first time I was in Canada, I got booked by uh, uh, Cash, Cash XO that runs XO, Cash XO. Yeah, Cash brought me Kim Kardashian some random EDM clothes. That was my first time in Canada, and I met Belly. Belly was the artist; he was the big guy. But then I had to go to their warehouse because back then I think Canada would give loans for people starting labels and shit. And that's where I met The Weeknd, and The Weeknd was not even like he just was like thinking about singing or whatever. But we are like, yo, are you happy? We brought you to Canada. It's my first time in Canada. That's why a lot of relationships I have is like organically like super beginnings. Like if you see all my old interviews, nobody got jewelry, horrible clothes. I had whack gear too. Like me and Drake, we were like two dickheads. Like Nicki Minaj, like she did not look like that. Like I have all these old videos. I don't even think they want me to put it out. I don't want to put it out because I look like a dick. 8XTs and all this.
That's classic footage though. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like, but I'm saving it like when I do my documentary style like TV show type thing. So a lot of people be thinking I'm capping, and then it's funny. Like they always thought I would cap about the Kanye West. Like I told him that shut the fuck up and do a beat, and then he got mad. He drove off, flipped the car, and then we did Through the Wire and all that. So I've been telling people this for years. My boy found the tape in those weird cameras that pop out, and then he just was, he was converting a tape. He just called me out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on, but I hear your voice, and then I see Kanye, like talking about what he's gonna do in the next 10 years or some shit. And this was like 10 years, like almost like 15 years ago. And then he says everything in this like video. Like I'm only gonna do beats for Jay-Z. Everybody's gonna be on my dick for fashion. Like he said everything, and he's doing that now. But I've been telling people this for years, and in the video they found it. Now you go online and see it's before the wire. Who Kid Kanye? It's like I think true talent is just born. Like you can't like you can't plan it. You can't put it in a machine. You can't make it. You can't pay for it. Because if you could pay for it, especially now, there's like so many like rich people, so much billionaires and millionaires. You can't pay to be a hot motherfucker. Like, yeah, you can't do it. So if you don't got guys like me or any like like the Clues or I don't know anybody that's like doing in music, if you don't have them, you just can't do it. Not necessarily just me, but you need somebody like that understands the music. You just because I know a lot of people that I know a billionaire that got a daughter can't blow the daughter up. You know, there's certain things I can't do. I can't help everybody, you know what I'm saying? But when you have 200, 300 people that's under my belt that has something to do with me, whether it's music or interaction or whatever, I mean, that's what they were trying to get. But some things you just can't buy. And some things I can't help.
No, no. I mean, yeah, it's the talent. At the end of the day, you can put as much money as you want behind it, but it's the talent.
But you definitely need money in this, like, they always talk about this. If you don't have like a machine, even like I said before, like Russell Simmons, he got an investor. You know, we all know what investor that is, but you need somebody with money that don't care, and there's no price to creativity. Like you can't put a price on that. You can't be like, I got 50 G's. This is Rakim. I'm gonna blow up Rakim. No, you need to have like unlimited money, and then Rakim becomes this ultimate legend. Sometimes, but back then, Rakim didn't need that.
So have you seen? That's actually interesting. Have you seen an artist that you saw was trying to blow up, but then when money got pushed to them, you don't have to name it if you don't want to, but just
I
like
mean, I don't have the name, but people know. You could tell. Like some people, like if you push like a freestyle, and the freestyle got like 200 million views, and they come on, man, it's not even a song, but that person blows up from a freestyle. You know what I'm talking about? So that blows up from the south. That that shit blows the fuck up. What more do you need to do? Now you're in the system. You paid to push it in there. You know. They always talk about like the rumor about Bieber paid for like fake views, but at the end of the day, I believe the fake it till you make it, but you gotta fake it where you have the talent, where it comes back to you and you really have the talent. You can't be totally faked out
yeah. I mean,
where
you
you get
you
caught
you
out
did
there.
it with
Yeah, but I
the
did it with like
DJ, like
I lied
saying,
like crazy
yeah, that's what I'm
just to
saying.
get in the door. Like, but I was smart with my lies. Like I knew I'm from Queens, so I lied and I made back then there was this thing called Kinkos. I would print like fake flyers like I'm touring Japan or some. But I know Russell Simmons is not gonna check on clubs in Japan, so I would leave the flyers in Def Jam, and then I think I had Chris Lighty and Mike Lighty tell Russell, "Oh, he's from Queens. He's from where you from? What the is he in Japan for?" And then that's how I got hooked up. And when I met him, and then eventually I told Russell Simmons, I lied like crazy to meet you. But it's too late. Like, I'm in the system. Like, but when you have real talent, it's like when you're corny and you're lying like nonstop. Like lying in your whole career to get a career is you gotta lie just to get in the door, and then you gotta show your talent. Because sometimes not everybody has like a Leo Cohen or a hookup or like they don't have like somebody that's like a shaker that could be like, all right, this is Who Kid. You gotta listen to him. Sometimes you gotta like fake it to get there, and then you're around these. Like I found myself in rooms like I'm like, damn, this lie got me here. This is crazy. But then I did do a classic mixtape, or I did a classic project, and it did like sell. It did well. But it's just the bullshit lies you need to do. Don't lie on like your talent. Like I'm not a rapper. I didn't become a rapper. I became a DJ. I hate people that just like try to do other shit. I mean, like you're an NBA player. What are you doing, dummy? Well, you kill yourself to get there. Lottery picks and sweating, broken ankles, and you finally got your $20 million contract. Now you want to be a rapper. You want to get chains and hang with us and get shot at, and then sometimes it goes bad. And you see they get robbed, shot, or then they get hurt. They can't play. And then they be like, damn, I really was a dick. I should have listened to Who Kid. Why did I do that? Dummy. I was a DJ. That's it. It's like me saying I'm gonna be a ball player. I want to be a basketball player.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No.
That would be insane, bro.
What, they gotta look at it like that. Like you'd be like, yo, who cares? Why? Like an NBA player would tell me, yo, who cares? Why you want to be a ball player? What are you doing? I'm not telling you to stop your dreams, but some dreams are just stupid. It just don't make no sense.
Yeah, so that's actually a good.
Especially with football players, like this is dumb.
Yeah, you're really honest with them and just tell them, hey, man.
I tell them straight up, what are
Yeah.
you doing? You're a dick. Like you're supposed to be having fun, partying. Yo, it took you forever to get here, and there's 10,000 other people that want your spot. Like they're fighting to get there. There's no such thing as like you're the only talented one. There's like 100,000 other talented motherfuckers. You just happen to just a lottery pick where they pick you and you just join the team. And now you want to be a rapper. You want to go backwards and be where we're at. I wish I could get a $20 million contract right now. I'm out of here. Like you ain't seen me. Like this is crazy to me. But the logic, it's okay to be a fan, okay? And there's only been so few that did it. Like Shaq is the only one that went platinum.
John Cena.
Back then.
John Cena.
Yeah, John Cena. Like, come on, man. Like, just get it out of here. These are like my boys. Yeah. You know, like Kobe Bryant used to send me freestyles, and I used to live a hot night send me freestyle.
Kobe and 50 had a record.
Yeah, like I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. Allen Iverson. I played this song one day. Allen Iverson came out in this interview thing, and I played his song. He was so mad. Like, he would have killed me, but. It's like I don't know. You could be a fan to it, but you should respect it because we're not trying to come where you're at. Respect each other. I mean, you weren't here in the Buju Banton interview, right? Did he say that, George Mucus? Remember when he was like, you know, I am an artist, and we respect each other, respect the crafts.
George Mucus remembers that.
Yes, George Mucus, whatever. Steven Spielberg, whatever his name is. Psych Williams over here. But anyway, respect each other, like, because it never turns out well. It just looks stupid. At the end of the day, so I think they like being embarrassed too. They love looking like losery. They love the loserness. And then, I don't know, I guess they're like, I got money, who cares? I care, I gotta hear this shit. Yeah. Don't put it out here. Don't put it where I gotta hear it. Yeah. Leave it at your house.
They're putting all that money behind it so everybody can listen to it.
Leave that shit at your house for yourself. But when you make me listen to it and you want me to care, then it's like now it's an issue. You're wasting my time. Like, bro, I don't have long to live. I gotta hear this shit. Yeah. I love every little moment of my life. When 3 minutes is taken away, that's 3 minutes out of my life. I gotta listen to this NBA rapping. Yeah, that's crazy. Out of here, man. Yeah. And then we love NBA players. We love, like, you know, like, I love, like, the stats, how long it took you to get there. Then you got racism. You got, like, black people got so much to get to point A to point B that you have to respect where they're at. Exactly. You know, they don't have, like, easy way, like other people. Like, they're just, like, born in it. Yeah. Their father was a coach, all this bullshit. You know, they're good, but I just don't understand it, man. The reverse, going backwards is stupid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, my opinion, okay? No, I agree. It's my opinion.
I always wondered this, did you DJ when 50 was in Iraq?
Yeah.
What? So I saw a comment, I forgot from who it was, but they said the airplane was getting shot at.
Yeah.
So all right, go over this all crazy. He's just like, yeah, it's all right.
So if you're on a plane, like a regular commercial jet, it lands like this. Like, you can hear the wheel come out, and you're going like this, and then, you know, you got a little turbulence, whatever. Everybody claps. That's for all the. If you fly from like New York to Miami, everybody clapping. What is it? We didn't go to Australia. What the is going on here? But it's a regular landing. When you go to Iraq, first of all, we had to go to Kuwait first. So we took a jumbo jet to Kuwait. The Army gave it us, but we didn't know when we landed there's another jumbo jet. But this jet had the soldiers that died in it. We got on that plane. They took out all the soldiers that died in the war. You see all these coffins coming out, and I'm looking at 50 like, yo, this is some real shit. I thought it was some Bob Hope. Like, you know, Bob Hope is happy. I don't know, I'm old school. I used to watch Bob Hope do the Army shit. He'd be like, holding flags, and then everybody's happy or whatever. And I'm like, yo, then the general came to us, was like, yo, he gave us rules or whatever, and he said, yo, you might die today. Like, there's a possibility. And I was looking at 50 like, yo, bro, I gotta call my mom or some stupid shit. Like, what's going on here? So I never saw, honestly, I've never seen 50 like think like first time I saw him like. So I'm in the plane like, yo, this is wild. So they put vests on us. Like, I'm so used to wearing a vest with 50, but they put vests on your ass. They put it on your legs. So I'm like, why are they doing all this? They put a helmet on me. 50, yo, the photos are so f***ed up. I look like a dick. Yo, I hate those photos, by the way. I look like goofy as fuck.
They go viral like every 2 to 3 years. It's crazy.
But this is the first time I ever been like nervous. Like, so I asked them, why is so much? So they put us on so there's no real. I guess they put us on the side of the plane. It's like weird. It's like a seat, but it's like on the side. So you get like halfway standing and sitting. But the way they have the vest, it covers your ass, your legs. Yeah, there's some shit that's open, but that's your luck if you get shot. So the guy was like, yeah, they shoot randomly at the plane. Like, because when you fly over, the insurgents, when they see a plane, they just start shooting. And those bullets be like the big bullets and shit like that. So you need to have, like, if it goes through the plane and then it goes through, if you get hit, at least you have a vest on it. It could repel it. So once he told me, they tell us this when we take off. I'm looking at 50 like, yo, what? Yeah, I don't remember what Banks was doing. I think Banks was like quiet. Everybody was quiet. I don't remember anything. I think James Cruz was like crying or some shit. I don't know. It was crazy. So we finally get up there. So now the guy's like, all right, this is it, guys. I was like, what do you mean this is it? So it's not regular landing. So they're shooting. We don't know if they're shooting. We don't hear it. But he said, yeah, they're just shooting like randomly at planes. So the plane goes like this, and it goes, like 100 miles per hour. Like, I was like, and then it goes like this. I guess, I don't know if he's dodging or whatever, but he's just like, so you know when you look out the window and you can see the floor? Like, I saw the floor, like the land, like, because it went like that. It's not like you're looking out the window, you can see the floor. I see the floor, like, I'm looking at that, and it's going like 100 miles per hour, and then he finally gets into the airspace of the base. That's when it heals up. It goes, wah, and then it lands. And then he's like, randomly, missiles will hit the base. So you don't run. He said, don't run. That's how people die. When the base get hit, you just go down and then just pray to God. You're not the one getting hit. They say usually people running around, that's who gets killed or whatever. And then they put us in a trailer, and then the trailer was crazy. That like everything, the lobster, all kinds of shit. I was like, what? I almost died, but all right. And then we're chilling and shit. And then the security guard we had, I don't want to shout him out, but he was acting tough. Like, yo, I'm protecting this. I'm going to protect everybody. So he went outside. All he hears is because, it's 180 degrees in the desert. So usually the army dudes have a tubing where they keep drinking. So they have they have water in their suit. So they just keep drinking. You can't walk around. It's like you really could die from, I guess, dehydration. But our security guard tried to be tough, and he fainted like outside we had to like drag him in. Like, I don't want to talk about who it was. Because he runs like a big security firm now. I'm not trying to get surrounded by him right now. He does Rolling Loud, but I just snitched on him there. He's the head guy at Rolling Loud. But anyway, whatever. I just snitched on him, by the way. So we bring him in, and then they had to give him liquid, and we're laughing, and he's laughing. Yeah, that's what you get. The general comes, and then he gives us like those general badges or whatever. And then now we got to perform. That's why you laugh, because in the performance, the first song was "What Up Gangsta," and then the soldiers was shooting in the sky. So, I purposely put a helmet on because I don't know if the missile's gonna come. That's why I'm DJing with a helmet. People are like, "Why are you DJing with a helmet?" Like, we're in Iraq. That's all I gotta say. But we performed and the soldiers shouted. That's why I keep asking myself, don't the bullets gotta come back down? Cause these motherfuckers like Commando the movie, like brrr, it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger in here. Like it was like brrr. I'm looking at Banks like, yo, this is some wild shit. Like, but 50 loves it. 50 loves that shit, man. I've seen it over and over where I got desensitized to violence. Like he loves that shit, he lives for it. So uh, we finally performed, we went back in, missiles hit the runway now. So now we have to wait like another hour and a half to take off. And then we went from Iraq, and it was our first time in Iraq and our first time in Dubai. Like, and that's when we went to that, what's that 7-star, whatever, that sailboat hotel, and the prince and the sheik got us like 20 and I was everything, and I gave everybody two. I don't know why they had it. So the business my room because I got to DJ the after party for the event. So the Prince was young, so he's like, yo, who kid? So I went. I was like, yo, bro, it's not enough Viagra to all these hoes. So I call everybody. I said, yo, everybody come through. I'm not gonna say one of the top 4 rappers, not 50 though. This good 50's not in it, but one of the top 4 originals was like kicking it. I was like, what are you doing? They're paid for it.
Yeah.
He's like, where you from? Oh, I'm from Long Island. They're paid for it. Grab and go. Like take 2 and go. Like barber, go. Bag handler, go. This guy, go. I picked the 2 baddest ones. I made him go upstairs already.
Yeah.
Man, we had like rooms. Like everybody had like everybody. The bag handler, the bar, whoever. Even with the Q-tips. Everybody had the same room. Like gold. 2 floors, like $1 million rooms. Like the Prince hooked everybody. Everybody, the losers had we were all equal. The only person that was not equal was 50. 50 had a pool, like indoor pool, all kinds of shit. Like it was crazy. But I was like, it went from like, I'm not gonna say we were in hell, but it was like hell in heaven. Like,
Yeah, it's a whole different.
and the army chicks was trying to smash. I was like, I don't know about that. I was like, I'm married. I was looking for my ring and shit. Cause you know they out there, they don't bathe because they gotta be in the tank and all that shit for like 3 weeks in a row. I was like, damn, what? Well, like 3 weeks in a row. And then they're like, we don't care. We just want because y'all G with it. I was like, what? It was crazy, man. But I don't want to talk about why we got that gig. I think somebody chickened out, a legendary artist, and then 50 Cent hated that artist and then took that gig to show him that he's. And then we went to Iraq. But it was
All
like,
the Iraq gig. Okay.
yeah, I was like, damn, we're here, but it's just not easy, man. I see why he didn't come here. But we did it for the troops, and we actually like we were kind of proud that we did that because they needed to see something different. You see, you're away like a year, 6, 8 months, and like you got like one of the biggest groups that's lit coming to perform for y'all. It's just like the other guy was cool too, but he wasn't us. Like so, 50 Cent knew how important that was, and then people were crying around us. It was crazy. People were like tearing because they're like my friend died yesterday and you guys changing. So it's like, I don't know. When I think about shit like that, it makes me like a little bit emotional because people don't understand what goes on. We're here and we're chilling, but motherfuckers dying over there like every day. Like when we saw the coffins come out, that's when we were like, oh, this is a real ass shit. It's not like we're just going to perform. Like it's like dead people coming out. Like you can see the flags, like the American flag on the coffins, and he was like, "Yeah, these are the soldiers that passed away last week." I was like, "What? What?" It's crazy. So it's a crazy wake up call, and I can't never say I never went to Iraq in my life. But
Did you DJ for My Country in Kosovo?
yeah, of course,
2007?
that's where I met the guy that was like,
Yeah.
he was yeah, he was on a wheelchair.
Because Yayo was talking about bullets all over the place and like shots were at the hotel, all kinds of crazy stuff was going
Yeah,
on.
it was because I guess we were trying to like some models. You know, everybody's a model in Kosovo. I don't know. We trying to them and shit. And some guys came back was like, "Yo, you bitches," but they say niggas. They be like, "You niggas." I was like, "Oh, we're in Africa." Why they say niggas? I was like, God, what the fuck they say? Because usually when you go to Africa, they say nigga. Yo, what's up, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? And then 50 be laughing and shit. So it's just
How the hell did you meet Michael Jackson? How did that happen? Because that is the craziest. Because 50 didn't even meet Michael at all.
Yeah, I got booked to do F1 and I lost my passport I left it in Dubai, so I had to go to Bahrain. So I did the F1 for Bahrain, and then when I landed, I'm like looking for my passport. I'm like, oh, I don't have my passport. So then I called the Prince. The Prince was the one that booked me. So he was like, I think he was like 17 at that time. So I call him. He booked me because he was a G Unit fan. His name is G Unit 55 on Instagram. I'm snitching like crazy on this interview. God, don't let Allah know. Assalamu, see you later. Peace. He's like he's a real crazy prince, but he called like the Sheikh Abdullah, like he's like I guess he's like the higher ups. So he's like, all right, don't worry, I'll get you in. So I'm like, yo, all I got is like a Bally's Jack and Lane card. This is like a long time ago. This is all I had to have my face on there. So I was like, yo, this is all I have in my wallet. I don't have no ID. He's like, nah, don't worry about it. So he comes, I'm waiting. So I called the embassy to say I have a problem. I don't have my passport. The American embassy was like, man, who made you come here? Because it was like 2, 3 in the morning. So they're not trying to come out to secure me and take me to the embassy. They were lazy troops. This is lazy army, man. They're like, nah, man, call the prince. He brought you here. I go, fuck that shit. I was like, what? So I'm like stuck at the airport. So it's either they send me back to America and I miss the whole thing, or the embassy's supposed to hold me and then they figure it out how to stay or whatever. But the prince was like, man, don't worry about that. He called the check, and all of a sudden I'm in like the customs area, and then the phone rings, and then the guy picks up. He's talking Arabic or whatever, and all of a sudden the prince comes now. He finally comes. And he's in there. And he said, "Yo, you good?" I was like, "Yeah." I told him I don't got no ID. All I got is like my gym ID. Like he's like laughing. What the is that? So I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. It's gym. You don't know what that is?" So then he goes and he leaves me. Like he don't even say that. He just leaves me. And I see it. Like I'm like, where the hell did he go? Then I see him like outside, like under the plane, like looking. He goes in the plane himself. He comes out, and because I guess he can do what he was. He's a prince, right? So he comes back. "Oh, I think it's lost." I said, "Yeah, I don't have my passport. Yeah, it's lost. Yeah, duh." So he's like, "All right, I'm gonna call my uncle, which is the sheikh." And then the uncle called the airport, and then everybody just stood up. And then he was like, "Yo, just go." I was like, "Let me just go." He said, "Just go." They up, and then the guy called, and then just he's vouching for you. So he's like, "Yeah." So that means I'm in this country with no paperwork, no nothing. He said, "Yeah, just don't kill nobody. Like you're like a spy right now. Like you can kill somebody right now, and nobody like you're not documented." So he's vouching for you. So I got in, and then there's all these Lambos, all the cousins, and everybody's outside chilling. So I DJed the F1, and then I actually saw Michael Jackson uh, maybe like 3 days later because my stay was up. I DJed the thing, the event. So to get my passport, he said my other uncle owns the passport department, so you'll get it 5 days instead of 3 weeks because the embassy said it'll take 3 weeks to get yours to come back home. Remember I called Chris Lighty. I was calling everybody, help, I'm stuck here. So they were like, get Who Kid home. It was like the beginning of like, I think Twitter or some shit. I don't know. People were like, get Who Kid home. I was like, I'm in the desert with camels. Like, I'm still here. Like, it was kind of big. I mean, it wasn't big like, like the other like I called cocaine or whatever. I forgot his name. That Madonna like got him out of there. That producer, I forgot his name. What Stevie? I forgot his name. Steve. I'm snitching like crazy. Anyway, but Madonna got him out. But I was like a little bit kind of like everybody trying to get me out. Plus, I had to get back home so I could DJ for 50. Like I had to keep the tour going. So I had to get the fuck out of there. Or I got a problem with 50 now. Like he's not gonna listen to me. I'm with a camel. I'm stuck. Like he ain't trying to hear that. So I'm chilling and he said, "Don't worry, we'll get you your passport in 3 days." And then he said, "All right, now your stay, you did it. You can stay at my place now." So he said, "My palace is cool. You can go there. If you need a car, my cousins will drive you. I like this mint lemonade, and I'm racist. I love watermelon juice." So he said, "I have unlimited watermelon juice for your black ass. And then if you want women, there's women there too. Like do what you want. Allah will be like, So I was like, all right. So I went over there. I wasn't really thinking about the women. So I went straight to get the mint lemonade that I love, and then I don't know, it was like Indian workers everywhere. I don't want to snitch on the Arab culture, but all the workers was Indian. So I go over there. Yeah, I'm just snitching like crazy. I'm just snitching on the whole culture just now. Anyway, I go there, and then the Indian gives me my bitch. I look to the right. I see Michael Jackson getting a tan at the pool, like with white shorts. He had like those weird tank tops he be wearing and shit. Like I don't know, like it's like I don't know, smooth criminal. Like I was like, the tech tops he be having, like he be chasing the bitch like with the bun, the male bun and all that. He be like, ugh. He had that tank top, but he had like white shorts. So the first thing I told, I was like, yo, your legs are like really white. Like it's crazy. Like so I didn't know he had skin disease. So it's just because he used to be blacker than me. So when you see white legs and then he starts laughing, I'm laughing with him. So I guess I got him so comfortable Tyson Beckford, I begged to stay like extra week because I was stuck there. So I called Tyson Beckford, the model from Ralph Lauren. I was like, yo, man, I'm with Michael Jackson. He was like, yeah, whatever. I don't know how he got to the palace so quick, man. He must have got there in a camel or whatever. He was like, that motherfucker got there, and then it's just me, Tyson Beckford, with Michael Jackson. And the first thing Tyson Beckford do is he asked Michael, can he bend? I was like, bro, that's an effect in the music video. Like the smooth criminal bend. He thought Michael Jackson could just do it like, and I'm looking at Mike like, come on, man, this is crazy. Get out of here, man. So he just wanted to break dance in front of him, and he battled Michael because he said he didn't want to like miss this opportunity to battle Michael Jackson. You could talk to Tyson Beckford about this. He did a backspin in the sand, like in the desert. Like I was like, what are you doing? It's like glass, like it's like diamonds. It's like his whole back was cut up and like, but he just wanted to battle Michael Jackson, right? So then all of a sudden, I was like, I don't know what impression I did to this guy because he was like, all right, I'm good. He said he left. So he said dinner is at 6 or 7. Yeah, I might come back. So I told us, yeah, he's talking like kind of girly or whatever, like a bitch. So I talked to the prince, the sheikh, and then I'm like, yo, why you didn't tell me Michael Jackson's at your house, man? You have so much money that you don't tell a nigga that Michael Jackson's here. Like, I'm from America. You gotta let me know. Like, I don't know. I just signed him. Like, he lives there. I bought him a palace. He lives next door. He comes here. Go back. I was like, bro, you gotta let me know that Michael Jackson is here. Like, he just don't think about like money. Like, they're princes, so they don't really. He just think he's like a cool friend. He paid for the lawyer fee, so he can't get extradited from Bahrain. He had a law in the country too. If you touch him, you go to jail for like 2-3 years. So I was like, yeah, right. So all of a sudden, I let that go. So then all of a sudden, dinner time comes, and then all of a sudden, I'm chilling with Tyson. So we're like getting ready to eat, and then all of a sudden, Mike comes down. Now he's Michael Jackson with the glitter, the glove, the sparkles. We were like, ooh, going crazy. So I was like, yo, I didn't want to sit next to this. Man. I don't know, like, because it was like an oval table. So the prince, the sheikh, the wife, and Michael Jackson, there was an open seat. Then all of a sudden, the bell rings. John Legend comes down out of nowhere. I was like, but I think he was hired to do hooks for Mike for his album or whatever. So he was there to talk to Mike about what, creative or whatever. So then all of a sudden, I think John Legend was supposed to sit at that seat next to Mike. So I'm sitting on the other side out of respect. I'm good. I'm with Mike, man. I don't give a Yo, Mike Jackson's like, yo, kid, come on, yo, come on, man. I was like, and then you see John Legend like, man. So John Legend's like, so you're John Legend, you're on the other side. This is you're John Legend. I'm here with Mike. And John Legend's like, yo, what the man? I came here to talk to this nigga, man. And then the thing that's crazy, I think John Legend's manager was Ja Rule's ex-manager. So I didn't know that, right? So I said a joke because the castle looks like the where he lived looked like a castle. So I don't know where the joke came from. I was like, yo, Ja Rule's in the dungeon or some shit. And then Mike's like, like started laughing and shit. And then Tyson Beckford is like trying to like kick me under because he knew that that's Ja Rule's old manager. And then they were not happy on the other side. I was like, I didn't know. The whole time I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And they brought the lamb. I was like, no, look at that lamb ass. And he's just like, So that's when I called 50 on the phone. I said, yo, I'm going to call 50 because I know he's shooting a movie in Morocco. So he's on outside of the world. So I called, yo, I'll never forget that shit. Called 50. I forgot who I called as an assistant. I was like, yo, this is a family emergency. I found 50's brother. So that's the only way to take him off the set. Yo, this is 50 wanted to kill my ass. He's like, what? You got me off set with this nigga? He gets on the phone like, nigga, what you doing? I was like, yo, your brother, I found you, yo, nigga, I'm gonna kill you. And then I put and then all of a sudden, yo, what, yo. So now they're like yapping and talking. Then I'm like, yo, bro, I know this is cool, but this is like $25 a second. Y'all gotta get the fuck. This is back in the days. This is not like the $10 plan now. Like you go overseas, $10 for 24 hours. This is $25 a second. Yo, you gotta get the fuck off my phone. Like they're talking about all kinds of shit. I was like, yo, y'all good and all that, but let me get my phone back, man. Like, and then after that, it just was like cool selling, man. Like, and then my dumb friend, like, I give this idiot the camera because back then there's no phones. He just took photos. So Bill, it was Rolling Stone magazine because Mike Jackson was hidden the whole year. The only time he popped up is Bahrain with Whoo Kid with my goofy ass Ralph Lauren 8X shirt. I hate that photo, man, but it's classic though. It's like he's Michael Jackson, and then I got my Shadyville chain or whatever. I look a dick. I hate old sometimes, man. I thought I always wish I looked more like presentable because it's Mike, you know. But I just look like a dickhead. Like I don't know, whatever, man. I met Mike, man. A lot of DJs can't even say that, shit, man. I don't give a fuck what anybody say. But after that, we hung out, and then I tested that rule where you can't touch him. I said, yo, let's go to a mall. So we went to a mall, and then usually Mike go to a mall. They gotta shut the mall down. Go to a mall. Nobody's saying what's up. I'm like, yo, Mike. He said, the dude at Starbucks, they got Arabic Starbucks. He's just looking straight like, he's like, I said, yo, it's Mike, man. He wants an espresso macchiato right now. He's like he's just looking straight. Like, and I'm looking at Mike. Mike is smiling, but he had like the black, like the Muslim, what you call it, the black robe, like what the women wear. He couldn't wear the white. So he had the burqa, but he had the black one. So, but you can still tell it's Mike. Like he had his hands out. White asbestos hands or whatever. His hands was mad crunchy. Every time he touched me, I'd be like, yo. But you know what's crazy? I never told nobody this, but he did ask me about like my kids, right? So I told him I ain't got no kids. So that ended the discussion right there, right? So because he was telling me, oh, my kids are here. And then I don't know. I thought it was weird. I didn't have a T-shirt that says "No Boy Dad" or I don't know. Why do you assume I had kids? So I'm getting off the energy of what's going on in America, and he's asking me, yo, if you have kids, fly them down here. They can hang with my kids. My kids are next door. So I was just like, oh, no, I ain't got no kids, man. So I ended. So then we just had a regular who killed Michael Jackson week, like. So he ain't bring up no kids or nothing. So now, like 20 years later, I'm with Mike Tyson, and then we're interviewing, Michael Jackson's son. So I show him the photo of like when I was with his dad in Bahrain. He was like, "Oh, you were there? Yeah, I know this. I know where you at right here. I was there." I was like, "Oh my!" So now I'm like, he really wanted me to have my kids come, but I'm not sending my kid 30,000 miles to some desert in Bahrain to hang with my. I mean, what am I? A white family? I'm not white. I'm not a white person. White people do that. You know what I'm saying? White people do that. I'm a nigga. Yo. We don't do that. I don't want my mixed race son going to hang with Michael Jackson, a little pretty boy. And I told my son this every day. You like, I said you could have been in the TV shows like. When your pants coming down and all that, I don't know, man. But they say it's not real. They say it's fake. They say Mike got set up. But he was cool, man. I got him cursing, laughing. It was like the best experience of my life, and I'm glad that I went through a lot of that a lot of mixtape DJs would fathom, like never be near. So that's one of my cool
That's amazing.
cool moments in life.
Do you know that? Do you have any idea about that record, that monster record with 50 and?
Well, we were like, so the goal was for me to go. I was gonna go back, so I called Red Spider, and then Mike management was like, yeah, let's, because I was doing the mixtape thing, but I wanted Mike, just to do like a hook. I don't want no singing. We Are the World. This is a G Unit tape, man. Like, so I was gonna have 50 Cent do like some hard, and Mike sing a hard hook, but I think the management got so excited that they put it out there. Mike Jackson and 50 Cent coming soon. And then in America, everybody was like molestation, blah, blah, blah. So then Chris Lighty did RIP Chris Lighty, he did a press release saying there is no song with Michael Jackson and 50 Cent. So that deaded. I was like, oh my God, because everything I did back then, like the Tupac and 50 was on a low. Biggie and 50 was on a low. Like I was in secret. Like I got caught by Chris Lighty while I was mixing the Tupac. Because that was the first time I got cease and desist, because Tupac moms called Biggie's mom. Was like, yeah, there's some Whoo kid guy that's about to drop a song with your son. You should look into it. There was no management. The only person they could send a cease and desist to was Chris Lighty. So then Chris Lighty called me, and I played dumb. He was like, yo, you got some Tupac you doing? I was like, what are you talking about? He said, yo, Whoo kid, do not with me. This is some lawsuit. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Do I look like I would have a Tupac? Yeah, you look like you would have it. I was like, nah, man, like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. All right, Hookie, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Like, this is some, I'm gonna you up. He said, I'm gonna you up. So I was like, I don't know. Well, if you got, he said, you know what? Shut the up. If you got this, tell 50 you better not put that out. But he didn't say that. But he just said, yo, tell 50 this better not be happening, because 50 was with it. Like 50 don't give a. So I was like, damn, man, this song can't come out now because it's gonna be like some lawsuit. So the only way I could guarantee that we leak it is by telling 50 that, yo, Chris Lighty's like, yo, you better not put that out. 50's like, what? Man, drop that right now. And I was like, what? All right, that's all I need to know. It's coming out tomorrow, buddy. Yo, so I go meet Stretch Armstrong, because, you know, Stretch Armstrong managed Red Spider at that time. So he was with it. He didn't care because Red Spider was about to get all the looks. I'm getting all the looks. 50's getting the look. And this sound like if Tupac and 50 would have met, it's not like a fake, like, you know, Diddy had like Bow Wow doing this song with Biggie and all this shit. Nah, this is like if 50 and Tupac knew each other, this is perfect.
No,
Like,
I give you your flowers for that, man. Because like all those,
perfection.
yeah,
Like, there was no AI back then. You hear all this bullshit going on now. This was like, oh my God. Like, I would have never did it. And if 50 would have never did it. If it sounded like cheesy, like it's like off whack, it was like fluid. And it sounded like 50 knew Tupac. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, we just gotta put this out. So the day I'm mixing it in the studio, I'll never forget this shit, man. I'm just like, I got my feet up. I'm getting ready to like reap the rewards when this shit drop. I'm about to pop it, like Clue, all these pussy, yo, about these niggas. Then all of a sudden, DMX and what's his name that be going crazy? I think DMX was in the other studio, but Chris Lighty managed DMX and all them at that time. So he just came to just randomly visit DMX. So he's just like walking past my studio, and then he just hears like some shit going on, but he was just nosy. He opened the door. Yo, you know how crazy it is for me to see like randomly I'm mixing a song he told me not to do.
that is insane,
He
bro.
opens the door. He's like, and I'm looking at Stretch Armstrong like, he said, what the fuck? I told you not to do this. I was like, yo. So then I called 50 again. I was like, yo, just called us, man. Like, and he said, you better not do it. And he's like, no, I'm the boss. I am the boss. Put that out. I was like, all right, man. That's how it came out. That's exactly how it came out. Then we did get the lawsuits. And, you know, there were like 3 G-Unit songs with Tupac. I guess we had to like, I don't know. I wasn't part of that. I did what I had to do because you know when I knew it was big? Because like I said, our first show was with Nelson Mandela. You know, I just found out that Nelson was a clone from Buju Banton. Just fucked me up. Buju Banton told me that this was a clone. Like the Nelson Mandela we was hanging with, that Jay got the photo with 50. Like, you know, we all like we met the guy. You know, there was no social media back then, so we just took regular photos off of cameras. But he said it wasn't Nelson Mandela. So go to the clip. I don't know. We got the clip. Go to the clip. Buju Banton says that was not Nelson Mandela that 50 Cent was with. All of us was with this guy.
We'll
Like I
put that
talked
in.
to him, screaming, he had hearing, he couldn't hear shit, whatever. Winnie wasn't there. Yeah, so he had a new girl. So I thought, yo, I would do, you know me, I'm a piece of shit. So I'm like, yo, I would do the same. I'm locked up 30 years. You know, I'm gonna my wife now come out about that shit. What's an old ass car? I'm gonna get a 2022 car or whatever, a car from 1970. The fuck out of here. I don't even like old school. See what I'm saying? You know, what the fuck? But it was just like, damn, I got caught by Chris Lighty, man. It was just, he must have hated me. And he hated me even more when I dropped it. And the way I would drop songs, I would wait like 5 minutes. I was at Hot 97 at that time. Like the way I leaked the Biggie and 50 I knew Diddy would have just drove up and catch me and beat my ass. So I had it set to go off at 5 minutes before midnight before my show was off. So I knew Flex left, Angie Martinez was driving, DJ Enough was like, because I told DJ Enough, yeah, I'm about to drop this, stay in your car for this. So Angie Martinez waited in the car, and I dropped this, but I had my car. In Hot 97, a lot of people don't know, maybe people do know, there's an escape elevator. If you got beef with artists, there's like another elevator you could take and you go out through the back. But I had my brother down there with the car on already. So once I had it set up for 5 minutes to go on, Daddy's house is 10 minutes from Hot. So I had 10 minutes to get the out of that. And I was going on tour. So who cares? I was going on tour. So Diddy ain't get me no time soon. So I knew I was going to come back, right? So I was like, all right, we out of here. Yo, history's going to be made tonight. Yo, I did the Bad Boy mixtape. I know Diddy wanted to kill me because I used the intro of whatever he did for the drops from my Bad. So it said Shadyville Entertainment, Bad Boy collaboration. But that's from the mixtape. but I put it in the beginning of the 50 and Biggie song, Real as. So and then it was a stolen song. So yo, can you imagine you're a Puff Daddy? You never heard this Biggie verse. He went. I heard he was like, ah. You think he was about to beat up Steve Stout again? Like, ah, Steve Stout. Like he had the Steve Stout syndrome. Like, there's. So I don't know if he came up there, but I got a phone call from Chris Lighty. Get out of there. You're gonna die. And then Edgy Martinez was crying, laughing. DJ Nut was dying. Flex was like, "What the?" Like, and then it blew up. Like that was like no social media. It was just like Hot 97, raw, organic. Wow. And I was on tour. So now the only way I got caught, we had to do SNL. So you know you got to rehearse. And Diddy knew we had to rehearse the day before. So I'm over here doing sound check. I see Diddy like looking at the yeah. That's how I got caught. So I was like, oh. So I don't want to run. I'm gonna look like a. So I walked hastily. I was like, I was walking like a white boy in Harvard, like late for class. Like I was like so. But I tried to get. Once I get in 50's room, he ain't gonna do nothing to me. But he caught me on the whatever the intersection. So he had me in it's like a I don't know a soft headlock. I don't know what it was. So he took me in the headlock and took me to 50's room in the headlock. And then we opened the door. And 50's like, what the. Like I'm in the headlock. 50's laughing. 50 already knew what was going on. He's laughing. But the song is out. Once the song is out, there's no coming back. And he's like, where'd you get the song from? I was like, bro, I can't snitch on the streets. Like, it's cold in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Everybody snitching now. I'm not gonna talk about who. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't doing that back then. And then 50's laughing. He's like, yo, just tell him, man. Who gives a man? 50's laughing. But 50 don't care. It's out. You know what I'm saying? He's legendary. And then I shouted out who I got it from. Man, he left that studio so fast, and I never even heard of these producers again. I don't even know where they at. I never saw them again. I don't know where they at. I don't even think there's any. I don't even think there's a milk carton that can put the whole group. You can't put the whole group photo on it. It's like 8 is missing. You'd have to have like 4 milk cartons, like each got a carton. Like yo, them niggas is gone. And these guys, yeah. These guys did Beyonce. I saw because I used to be before Destiny Child. Beyonce was sleeping on the floor. Like I used to go in there. Yo, we gotta do a mixtape with you, Whoo kid. And then that's how. But they gave me a random dat, and I hear Biggie vocals on there. I'm like, so I called 4 people, even Harv Pierre. I was like, Harv, man, what's going on, man? Yo, you ever heard this realest nigga? Harv Pierre was like, what? Nah, what you talking about, Whoo kid? I was like, all right, thanks, man. Thank you, man. So that was like cutting it too close, cause that's his right hand man. But Harv Pierre was Haitian, so he got trust on me. You know what I'm saying? He probably, why is Whoo kid calling me about this? Whatever, it's Whoo kid, whatever. Little does he know, I was about to drop the bomb of the century, and then the Tupac was bigger because when we performed with the clone, supposedly Vanessa Mandela, when we did the Realest Killers, all the Africans knew that Tupac song. Wow. And that's like before streaming, nothing. So that's when I knew what we did in that mixtape. That's when I was doing Sean Paul and 50.
Did you ever get like a gauge of how many copies like each unit radio or each mixtape did?
I mean, I did like roughly 20 to like 40,000 every 8 weeks or some shit like that. And my ex-wife was like putting everything together.
Oh, damn, yeah.
Shout out to Slow Bucks. Slow Bucks was in the basement like putting CDs together like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just like funny, like all the homies and down there. And the thing about it, like my son, like whoever, like we couldn't stop. Like if you're printing CDs and you gotta put it together, you can't stop. Cause I'll lose like 100 or 200 that gotta get mailed out. Cause we used to go to the 24-hour post office in the city, and I buy everybody breakfast. It'd be 10 windows, but we had to go late because if I go early, it'd be the longest line ever. So we go like 3 in the morning. So that's why everybody in my neighborhood thought I was a drug dealer because I had mad boxes at 3 in the morning putting in the car. My neighbor is like a doctor, like, he's selling drugs. Like this Russian guy, like, selling drugs. Until like one day, I think 50 Cent I was late to my crib, so 50 sat on my you know, like in the front on the steps, on the stoop, and then the guy was like, oh my God, it's 50. He's not a drug dealer. He's a big DJ. Now the whole neighborhood is like, oh my, like, what the, like, bringing me cakes and apple pies and all stupid shit. I don't even do this shit. I'm not white. I don't know what's going on here. I don't want no pie, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like it's kind of crazy how all that shit happens, man. Like, music is very powerful, man. But that's the only way I did it. Like, I had to leak in order to cause trouble. That's why when Drake leaked push-ups, he did everything I would do.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm gonna leak it."
That's actually, I did not think of it like that.
Yeah,
That's
he said, "Yo," I was like, "We can't leak no more. Like, every website has a cease and desist. You can't just like put up."
Everybody thought it was AI when it dropped too.
Yeah,
Immediately.
I didn't even know because I was on some little plane with propellers going to. I was like going from Regina, I call it Regina, to Calgary, but you know it's flying so low, it's like a little propeller plane. So, but when you fly low, your phone kind of works, but you just can't use it. I'm getting like all these texts because you know Drake leaked it. I was like, oh, what the just happened? And then when I landed, everybody's like, yo, you on this? Yo, you going hard on Kendrick? Yo, this is great. Like, I was like, what? He put me to this song? I thought I was going to be like on a regular, like a hot record. I didn't know he was going to use me. But then he, you know, dropped it, give me 50. He did the whole G Unit, like the whole aura, the energy. And then he leaked it. And then I'm like, yo, why is like Lucien Grange calling my phone? Like, that's when I was like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Nah, no Illuminati is going to be calling me. I don't know how they got my number. I was like, bro, I did not leak this.
I knew it wasn't AI because they had like a censored part where the Drake said on the original version, and they like censored out, and I was like, usually an AI doesn't do that. It's you know, so he planned that really well, man. It's really cool.
And then they put it on all the DSPs, and then I was like, yo, this motherfucker got like 200 million streams in like a week. I was like, holy, this guy is a 200 million streams. I can't even get like 1,000 likes from a whore. 200 million. I was like, so 200 million people who kids?
Yeah.
And it's like a big who kid in the intro. People are like, what the is this?
Yeah.
But people don't know that when you would hear who kid like playing like that, clear, 50 Cent's about to kill you. Like I wouldn't put who kid over the song. It would be like who kid, and now 50's going killing Ja Rule, killing whoever, Rick Ross. And somebody's getting killed. But I kept it like separate, like super clean. And he did it exactly like that. He probably had my who kid a little bit too extra loud. I wouldn't have it that loud. Cause sometimes they'd be like, ooh, it'd be like, yo, be in a car like, what the f is this? What the f is going on? But I don't care. I rode that all the way, pause. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of streaming, a lot of fans are always wondering like, why aren't the G-Unit radio mixtapes ever on streaming?
Because we ain't clear we ain't clear them beats. It's a bootleg world. Like it's a bootleg. It's like there was no rules
But
back
God's
then.
Plan is on there.
I didn't put. You know what? I think Q put it on there from World Star.
So
Dead. What are we gonna do? Gonna go to his grave?
how did he
sue the
fucking
nigga?
get it on there though? That's
He's a Q. I mean, he was known for doing sneaky shit. I don't know. That's why 50 hated him. I don't know.
so that's why people were asking because it was like that tape's on there, but then like nothing.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't even know how they take that shit. But definitely Q had like mad shit. Because back then, a lot of people don't know. My name is on the original imprint of World Star. If you look at the original owners, it's Q, Isman Desir, that's me, because he was trying to do like mixtapes, like there was like mixtape.com back then, and then there was like rap mixtape or some. So he was trying to do a World Star to sell mixtapes. So that's why I was giving him mixtapes to sell for me. He was just been another outlet for me to move tapes. And then one day he put like some video of somebody beating somebody up in the hood, and he's like, and then he just started all that ignorant beat up shit.
Somebody yelling at World Star.
Yeah. World Star, yeah, somebody getting beat up or whatever. Yeah, and then it went totally left, and then he just said the mixtape bullshit, and then whatever he did still stayed there, but he went more towards the ignorance hood. He became this hood legend, like everything ratchet, like pregnant, whatever, like 17-year-old pregnant. Like it was getting too ridiculous. Like, but it is what it is. But my name is on the original like ownership of that site.
I did not know that.
They don't know that.
I remember seeing 50 on the cover. Like every time you go on the website, it'd be like 50s.
Yeah, I think that's why 50 was like trying to sue him because 50 he was like the imagery of like 50 Cent, and then people were like coming in thinking that it's a 50 Cent website. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
But he passed away, so we don't know. We don't know what the.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No.
Who's the king of New York?
50 Cent.
50 or Jay-Z?
50 Cent.
Why you say that?
50 Cent. I'm with him. I don't know Jay-Z. What you say? If you put me and 50 Cent together, you put 50 Cent I don't know Jay-Z.
Yeah. 50 worldwide is.
there was a time where we were, I don't know, you know what? I don't even know.
Do you buy into that theory that Jay-Z retired when 50 blew up? Like he just conveniently retired?
No.
Because he did retire in 2003. When 50 was having his run, he didn't drop anything
I
till
mean, I'm a fan of Jay-Z. I'm not gonna lie, but I know when we were in Europe, he wasn't selling. Like we would be in arenas or big shows, and he just wouldn't sell. Well, he's not like now. He has to like plan everything like to a T. Everything gotta be perfect. I mean, obviously you could sell arenas now, no problem. But back then, we were like you couldn't with us. Like, so I don't know.
with the anger management tours and all that. Yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm talking about Europe. Like he tried to do a Europe run, and I think it was I don't know if it was him and Diddy or some. It wasn't working at all. I think Diddy tried to do it with Snoop too, but then it's like Snoop would perform and then Diddy would perform. Everybody be like, so now Diddy begs Snoop, yo, can you do a song? Do a song. So it was weird. This is like weird. Like it's like you can't do. Murder was the case in the last train to Paris.
yeah, it's such a different dynamic. Yeah, it's insane, bro.
Well, people never will know these stories because there was no social media. Like if we had social media during the G-Unit run, I don't know where I'd be right now.
Yeah, do you know anything that happened with the G-Unit chain that got like taken in Chicago and then cartel started
I
getting
wasn't really around. I didn't even know the cartel got that shit back. I learned that from I got that from like reading like from online. I didn't even know. I know he got robbed. He went to the crack house or whatever. And they took him. It was like Christmas in July or some shit they called it. But I didn't know about that cartel got it back. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, because they were saying the Mexican cartel respected G-Unit a lot.
I never used to go out, so I never had those problems. And I don't do drugs, so I don't know. Like, what do I know?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I was always like, I was the guy with the movies, the video games. I was a geeky. I made everybody laugh. I was a comic relief. Because when I first met them, everybody was gangster. Same with Nas. I met Nas. He's tough. Whatever you, who cares? Then next week, Scooby Dooby Doo. Like Nas was like what the hell, man? So I did that with Banks and everybody too. Banks, when we first meet him, you think he killed like 80 yesterday. And now all of a sudden, I'm like joking. You've seen the videos. Like, yeah, Jay shot a whole bunch of them. Like, this 50 had the best moments of like how we would be like off camera. Like even the rehearsals. Like, I never knew Banks's like songs. I just knew the hooks. So when we did Bemis Benz and Bentley, I was like, Bentley, hit me. Like, and then he had to laugh, but I didn't have to like talk. Like, all I was worried about was the gunshots and the song. I was good at bringing the punctuality when they performed. And obviously I knew a lot of 50 Cent songs because I had to know them, but like it was too much. There was a time I DJ'd for like everybody, MOP, Mob Deep. When we were on tour, I was the only DJ. I had to DJ for like 8 people. It was like 6-hour show. I'm like, yo, bro, what's going on here? Like, I'm getting the same fee. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I can't be keeping up with all that. And I'm a mixtape guy. So even when I was on the road, I was doing other people's mixtapes. I can't keep up with all this rap.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's like 3,000 mixtapes in. It's like, so I'm supposed to know all this. What am I, the nigga Nardwar? Out of here, man.
Yo, so how did you end up on the Blood on the Sand, the 50 Cent video game, the second? Because the first one, I don't think you were like a playable character.
How I got on there?
Yeah, like did 50 just be like, yo, I want you on the video game?
No, I love Young Buck for that. He got fired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he dissed 50 on stage or something. And then during that process, the only thing I had in that video game is like you meet me at some alley and then my trunk pops open and you get guns from me and mixtapes. So my character, that's it. So I was gonna do the same on the second video game, but then I think Buck got 50 Cent so mad, and all of a sudden I had all these electrodes on my face and shit. Yeah. Who gets the fourth character? I was like, thank you, Buck. Yeah. Yo, Buck hooked it up, baby. I was on the front cover, baby. Keep beefing.
Yeah, I remember hearing like every time we played the video game.
This is where beef is amazing. I love beef.
Great opportunity.
Super opportunity. They got fired and I got hired. So I love it, man. Yo, Young Buck is the real reason why I was the fourth member. But those video game producers is fucking bullshit, man. Every time I get shot, I die like in 10 seconds. Like I was like character in there. Like it's like nobody wanted to choose me because I would die like in 3 shots.
Yeah, I was playing the game as a kid. And I was like, I'm not.
Yeah, 50 Cent getting wet up and he's still going at it. And then yo, 50, yo, and it's like I did so many drops, but they keep using the same cadence on it. Yo, 50, yo, 50, yo, 50, this is real. Yo, 50. But why is it always starts with 50 though? Like, yo, 50. Why can't it be like, yo, they coming to get us? Like everything, yo, 50. So they had a guy, it's so funny. You know those guys that be rating video games? He's like, yo, okay guy. Yo, 50. I'm with you, Phil. Let's go. Lay him out, 50. Check out these crates, 50. Shit, take cover, 50. Oh man, we gotta get inside, 50. Yo, one on the balcony, 50. Pick him off, 50. Hey, 50 up there, we got company. Yo, 50, did you flush the toilet, 50? Like, it's like, but it's like, why would you do that? And I did like Grand Theft Auto, like I was every Haitian character in GTA. Like, if you go to Little Haiti, that's me, I'm every character. But I'm not saying the same thing even when I open the gate. Yo, 50! Yo, 50, get the gun, 50! I'm like, yo, bro, whoever did that need to die. It's definitely a white guy that did that shit, man. A white guy that's definitely not gangster.
But bro, those games sold like crazy.
Hell yeah. I mean, I didn't complain. I was the man, yo. Like, damn, who can you in a video game? I was like, hell yeah. Then that got me to get on NBA 2K. And then I was on the classic one where it's me, Kanye, the game. So you see like me going against Kanye. Kanye was whack. He couldn't duck. At least they made me look good on that one. But they got Kanye looking mad. And then the effect, the characters look cheesy, like, but I look like Who Kid. The game looked like the game, but Kanye looked like all warped up and shit. I did like a lot of video games back then, but I was cool with the owner of like the guy who did Call of Duty and yeah, what's the name of that company that did GTA?
Rockstar.
Rockstar, yo. So the president of Rockstar was like one of my good friends. So yeah, even before he became president. So he called me out of nowhere. He was like, damn, I don't want to snitch on him, damn. Because back then, it's like if you get artists, like let's say if you want to do like music or whatever in a game, you'd have to pay like millions of dollars. Like I don't know how it was back then. So they're like, why don't we just get Who Kid? Who Kid does the mixtapes, right? So I was just like, it was easy for me. If I called Nas, I'm like, yo, Nas, I need like a GTA like freestyle, like killer. He did it. Like it's GTA. This is the hottest game out. So I had like 10 people do Grand Theft Auto freestyles, and then what he did, he gave me the back end of the video game, so I had access to all the sound bites. That's why I had all the sound bites, like gunshots.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like that.
Because he gave me the whole back end. So
Oh,
I did the
wow.
real GTA mixtape, and Buck had amazing songs. Like, everybody had, this was like classics. But if he didn't give me the back end of the sound bites, then I don't know how I would have did it. Like, there was no technology to like steal it. So
But they didn't get like no cease and desist when it came to that
there was no
unit.
rules back then.
That unit radio mixtape that looks like Grand Theft Auto. They didn't care.
He didn't give a because it's free marketing. Because
That's such a fire cover. That was genius.
yeah,
man.
but it's everywhere. So it's like whatever you do combines with the energy of what's going on. And then once I did that, I was like, holy, why don't I just get? I know Floyd Mayweather fight's coming up, like in like March or whatever. If I drop G Unit mixtape at that, I would get Floyd to host it. So even if I don't need Floyd like if Floyd's on TV, there's like commercials for him. He has a big fight coming up, $1 million fight, whatever. If you're an idiot from Paris going to Canal Street and you see Floyd Mayweather hosting a Genius CD, but you know that he has a big fight coming up, yo, what the hell is Floyd Mayweather hosting this for? I'm getting that. And then they figure it out later. Oh, this is 50. Like, so it's like me using like HBO to promote my tape. I did that with Mike Tyson. I did that with like LeBron James when he was high school. If you hear the LeBron James drop, this is a classic. Like, he say 10 seconds, bitches, these okay, now in the ass. I mean, I edited that out. I edited that. Yeah, I didn't want that to go out. Yeah. But he was in high school.
Yeah.
So, and then I played on my show a lot, on my radio show, and then I think they tried to tell me to chill. But then he was like, man, that's like before I was in high school. Who cares? Cool. So, but it's cool to have those kind of people like you know, like But ball players are weird. They're horrible at drops. Like, I don't want to talk about some of the big ones out there, but they be skipping. They don't know how to read and shit. How the f you a ball player don't know how to read? I sent a nigga to drop, like, they send it back like that. The T unit, like, I was like, bro, are you like stuttering? He's like, yo, I can't read, my man. Like, I was like,
Damn.
you want your lawyer to do the drop? Like, what the f is up with this shit? Dumb. He's like a major too.
That's crazy. So on the GTA games, there was a rumor. I don't know if you know this since you're tied in with Rockstar. There was a rumor that they wanted 50 to voice the CJ character, the main character on San Andreas, and then 50 said no because he has his own video game. Is that true?
I don't know. I didn't
You
hear
don't know?
about that one because he would have called me. There was one time I was joking. I went on like Howard Stern or something. I just said, yo, GTA is coming to New York. And I was just joking, yeah. That's because I wanted to be like, yeah, I'm hosting the New York version or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then that shit major like news. That's like everywhere. And the nigga, yo, what are you doing? You can't joke about this. I was like, yo, I don't know what, bro. You're like on like what's that big news outlet that the shit that if you're on there you're everywhere. Not CNN, but it's like the one. No, not TMZ. The one that like it goes to like every news outlet. It's like a name.
Oh, I think it's like an agency. I think.
Yeah, it's an agency. Like if you're on that, you're on everything. Like it's the shit that if they bomb like if you bomb Bin Laden and you're on there, everybody knows that shit. I was on that with GTA. I was like, God damn, I was joking. I had to publicly do a thing like I was joking, so people could stop.
Did they reach out to you for GTA 6? Do you know? I can't say anything, bro.
I don't know.
I can't say it.
talk right now.
GTA 6 is coming soon.
See ya.
So how did the relationship with you and Eminem get built?
From leaking. I got in trouble. They want to kill me. Everybody, there's never no meeting in my world. My world came from a leak. You hated me, and then you loved me after. There's never. I don't even think I have a good relationship. I think 50 Cent's the only one that I met and did everything cool. Like everybody else was trying to find me. That's why my name was Whoo Kid, which was like a cool little upgrade because originally my name came from my mother taking a dump. So yeah, every time my mother take a dump, because you know back then my father used to watch soccer games. So you know when Haitians, you know when they score and then the announcer would be like, "Goal!" But the goal would be like for like an hour. Goal! I don't know who that is, but it'd be like a 10-hour goal. And then my father would be like, "Whoo!" So I used to hear my father say "who" all the time. So when I went to high school, like if I see big titties, I'm like, "Hoo-wee," or if you got beat up, I'm like, whoo, you got beat up, dogs. You know, you got a knot or whatever. But then the kids in high school called me the Whoo Kid because I kept saying who we or who. And then when I started leaking and it just made sense. Like, and then like, who is this kid? Why is my song out? Like Nori wanted to kill me and I became his DJ. Like it started from Nori looking for me to kill me. Who else? I had like 5 people try to get me. Obviously, I got kidnapped by Pun. Like I got caught only once, but I'm sure Jay-Z wanted to kill me. I saw Jay-Z at Super Bowl. I was trying to hide behind Curtis, you know, Big Curtis that does all the production. Shout out to Curtis, cause he's like 10 feet and like he's like a house. He's like a walking human house, like a project. So, but you know, when Jay-Z comes down the row, whatever, like the artist like compound, they always go on the loudspeaker. Jay-Z's coming through. Clear that. It's Illuminati. I didn't really say that, but everybody got to go in their whatever trailer or clear the way. So Jay-Z comes through. So I was a little too far from Eminem's trailer or 50 Cent trailer. Like he would have seen me. So I just saw Curtis. So I just went behind Curtis like. So I was like, yo, Curtis, yo, don't move, man. Jay-Z coming. Once he passes it, you good. So I'm staying. And then, what's his name that's dating Mariah Carey? Fucking.
Nick Cannon or?
No, not Nick. Yeah, Anderson .Paak was like, yo, you all right? I was like, no, do not come near me right now. Because if you know, Jay-Z, you performing, so he might call you. Just get away from me. So I told Anderson .Paak, get away. And then, what's his name, snitched on me. So, what's his name that ran 300 that used to do Def Jam? Damn. He lost mad weight. He used to be fat, but then he got the gastric operation. He's the one that was like Free Young Thug, and then he ran 300.
Gamma, I think. Did you run with Gamma as well?
Nah, he was with Leo Cohen. He's Leo Cohen. He's the one that got Dame Dash out. Him and Leo Cohen. So Kevin Lyles. So Kevin Lyles was with Jay-Z walking, and then Kevin Lyles was like, yo, look, Kevin Lyles tells Jay-Z, look at who kid over there hiding behind a big black guy over there. So I was like, what? Yo, so Jay-Z's like, yo, get over here right now. I was like, yo, don't do that, man. So I was like, yo, there's cameras everywhere. Don't do that. He's like, get over here, man. What the fuck you think this is? I was like, yo, this is like, that shit happened like 20 years ago. I'm gonna beat you up right now. Like, so then I was like, oh, I started laughing and he's like, yo, why you hiding behind this guy? Like, I was like, yo, man, I don't know, man. You going missing around you. I don't know, man. So he's like, yo, whatever, man. And it's, yo. So he said, yo, Kevin Lyles, take a photo, man. So Kevin Lyles took photos. That's the infamous photo with me and Jay-Z. And then Kevin Lyles came behind us, and then somebody else took a photo of us. But I'm glad they took that photo that had that the simple movement before it becomes a photo. Like, that simple movement got me 1 million views. Like, just me and Jay-Z going. It's got like I was like, these niggas be dick riding Jay-Z. Like, what the f? It's just me. Like, I put the photo up, got crazy views. Now I got the little movement, like, getting in place, got like millions of views. I'm like, what the f is going on? But he was like, yo, he respects. And then the funny thing is, like, I was like, yeah, man, it was a wild, wild west back then. And right when he was like telling me about that, Dr. Dre passed by, oh, he got you too, huh? And then I was like, oh, so then that's why you see me separate from Jay, and then I start interviewing Dr. Dre on my phone. So that infamous Dr. Dre interview before he went on stage and performed at Super Bowl, that's me leaving Jay-Z, and then I followed. I was like, yo, let me go get Dr. Dre right now. And then I say, yo, Dr. Dre, man, don't kill me, man. When you went to the bathroom, man, you were there for like a long time, baby. You was dumping them shits, man. And I was dumping in my laptop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you get, man. You know what I mean? So laughing, but it's just like, I think leaking helps, and it blows up records, because that's how the game got found. Because the game was like, he said they don't know what to do with me, so I leaked his shit. So a lot of the leaking helps. I leaked Black and Yellow. I leaked We Them Boys. That's why me and Wiz got a great relationship. But
I was leaking at the time too, in 2000, early 2000s.
yeah, but they had like all them other crazy ass. What was it? What was going on back then? It was like those weird.
Now, there was literally a black market where you
Yeah.
could just buy records. So that Young Wild and Free record with Snoop and Wiz Khalifa, I'm the one that put that record out
That's
before.
fire.
Yeah, before Bruno
See, I
Mars.
respect that. See, I love it.
Because with the 50 records, I would buy them just to keep them because I was a fan, so I didn't put them out. But the other records, like the Lil Wayne 6 foot, 7 foot video, MTV was supposed to premiere it, and I had it 2 days before I put it out, and they got furious. They're like, "Where the hell did this come from?" Blah blah blah. So there's a market when the blogging era where like people are just buying shit.
You know that video where Diddy's with Biggie, and then somebody's asking him something crazy, and then Diddy's like nervous, like, cause I think they thought like maybe Sugar's like called but Diddy looked like he nervous. Like, I leaked that video. I stole it from the MTV archives, but I had to leak it so it doesn't come back to me.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
But it's like Diddy, like, he looked crazy. Like, he looked like his dick crack or something, man. Like, he looked crazy. Like, he was sweating and shit. Biggie's like, we don't have no beef with, like, but they were never supposed to leak that. So I don't know why. I don't know how I got into MTV archives one day. They got like millions of hip hop, and I'm in there like this, and I saw a Biggie thing. I was like, so I just put it to a CD, a DVD or whatever, and I just left with that. And then I called my boy. I was like, yo, we leaking this. Like, I sold it quick, and I just had to leak it so it don't come my way. So. Yeah, but that footage is like legendary. That's just like, I see it everywhere. I'm like, little do they know. Whoo, kid.
Should have put a drop at the end of that.
I just can't believe Biggie, like Biggie moms called Tupac moms and tell him, yo, there's this Whoo kid guy. He's about to leak your son. You need to stop him. I was like, well, I did do Biggie and 50, so I guess, I don't know, she heard I was doing it, which is kind of crazy to me. Maybe she heard me on the radio talking about it, I don't know, but she warned her, and then we got to cease and desist.
What was that crazy last one? There was that crazy story that in Japan with Eminem.
Oh, that's when I was with Partial. He passed away. He died. He was like Eminem stunt double. So when we went to Japan, we opened up for M on a Japan tour. I had a scheme where I was charging like 10 G's to bring Eminem to the club. But I went to Partial. I was like, yo, Partial, man, I'm gonna give you like $5. I just need you to just stand there and don't move. And then I always snitch on niggas, but I paid like the real security dudes to be there because that's how it looked real. And the promoters was in on it too. But everybody know you can't touch Eminem. You can't go near Eminem. But he looks just like Eminem. So I would get 10 G's. I'd give everybody a little dibs or whatever. And then always these Japanese girls crying. Ah! Everybody's crying. I was like, yo, but the way his stance, like he tricked me and Sean Money one time. Because we were in business class, and then he passed us. And then I'm looking at Shaw like, yo, what happened? Yo, M don't f with us, man. What the f is up with this guy? And I'm looking at Shaw, I was like, yo, I don't know. Like, what did we do? Did I leak something? I don't know. Is he mad at us? And then we thought but it's Partial. But we don't know Partial, and he don't know us. He don't know that we're on a tour. But he's on the same flight from New York to wherever, like in Germany. We had to go to Germany. So he just walked past us. And then I'm like, yo, since when does Eminem don't say what's up to us? He blonde hair, Eminem, everything. He looked like a twin. So they would use him to like if Eminem goes this way, they make him go that way. So the crowd, then Eminem's secured and they get Eminem out of there. Or he's part of the show. Like Eminem had a trick where he would just shoot himself. Wow. And then he disappears, but he goes in a trap. And then all of a sudden Eminem pops up out of nowhere. But it's him. Like, so it's just like a cool illusion. There was a part where you remember they had Eminem like on Jay, they had Eminem they had Partial. So Eminem got mad, like it's part of the show. You Eminem, and he'll blow him up. But the riser, like he's just like on a wire and he's hung up there the whole show. Like pyro, everything's hitting him. Like he's there, bro, he was getting paid for that. I used to tell her at the end of the night, like, damn, man, I don't know if I would do that, man. Like, she was hitting this, like, he's hanging up there the whole night just to make this illusion make sense. Because it was like, how did Eminem disappear from this explosion and pops up here? But this is the real Eminem, but he's like hidden, like he's just hanging there, like, the whole show, like until the show's over. And then they just bring him down, like. Meanwhile, pyro's hitting him and rockets and random fire. Like he'd be like, I feel bad, man. He passed away, man. I think I got him his first whore too on the road. He was a virgin. He was like a crazy virgin too. He was from like Iowa, some weird, but he looked just like Eminem. I forgot. Maybe I might be wrong, but he's from them weird whack states that nobody cares about.
Nobody gives a shit about. Yeah.
Who cares about Iowa?
Yeah, nobody goes there, right? Yeah, no, I'm dead ass, yeah.
Utah. Yeah. Well, Utah be popping, but Iowa, like Washington. They in DC, like Washington. What am I gonna do there? Like wear what's those sneakers? Like
Skechers?
Not Skechers, like the Swiss. Nah, I get this. Yeah. I got this K-Swiss. I'm trying to get a deal with them. K-Swiss. Well, you hot? Yes, fire.
All right, Huke, thank you so much, man, for stopping by. Appreciate it so much.
Yeah,
man.
I got the out of here.
On the diverse mentality.
Fuck some hoes.
Thank you.
Y'all niggas ain't fucking hit. Y'all just doing interviews. Go home to y'all wives. I'm gonna get some.
Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate it.
That was a great fucking interview.
That's it for today's video. If you guys want to support this channel further, you can do so at patreon.com/diverse mentality. For just $3 a month, you can get my videos uncut and raw the way I intended them to be, but couldn't because of YouTube. Plus, you also get access to our Discord community where we have a great community talking about hip hop and various other things. It's very dope. So only $3 a month. I'd really appreciate the support. Also follow us on social media at QuakeGW and at Diverse Mentality. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.